Assalamualaikum and good day. Today we continue with chapter Microhydro Power System. Okay, we start with table of content. Okay, we start with introduction. Number 2, prospective site selection of microhydro. Number 3, the reason of setting up microhydro. Number 4, component of microhydro system. Number 5, full power potential estimation. Number 6, theoretical estimation of electrical power output. Number 7, determination of water flow rate, Q. Number 8, determination of effective head, H. Number 9, sizing technique. Number 10, principle and assessment. 11, hydroelectric system. 12, hybrid hydro genset system. 13, maintenance. Can we start with introduction? So what I want to say, I already write down here. So number 1, small-scale hydro or micro-hydro power has been increasingly used as a renewable energy source, especially in remote areas where the other power sources are not viable. Small-scale hydropower system can be installed in small river or stream with little or no discernible environmental effect on things such as fish migration. Number 3, most small-scale hydropower systems make no use of a dam or major water diversion, but rather use water wheel. So small-scale hydropower plant can be combined with other energy sources as a supplement. For example, a small-scale hydro plant could be used along with a system of solar panels attached to a battery bank. While the solar panel may create more power during the day, when the majority of power is used, the hydro plant will create a smaller, constant flow of power not dependent on the sunlight. There are some considerations in a microhydro system installation. The amount of water flow available on a consistent basis, since lacks of rain can affect plant operation. Head or the amount of drop between the intake and the exit, the more head, the more power that can be generated. There can be legal or regulatory issues since most countries, cities and states have regulation about water right and easement. So what is microhydro? This is the characteristic of microhydro system, which is production capacity is less than 100 kilowatt, low flow, high heat power generation, water creates rotary motion using turbine, energy conversion from mechanical, which is rotation, to electrical. So advantages of the microhydro system: high capital expenditure, capex, but low operating expenditure, opex. Inflation proof because cost of using the water in the river and stream is not likely to increase, not depends on oil, coal or other fossil fuel in order to operate. So this microhydro system can last longer, 20 to 30 years. Microhydro system can be built relatively quickly. No long transmission line is required because output is consumed near the source. So the disadvantages of the microhydro system, although it does not consume water, but it does divert and change flow regime of river and stream, may impact water quality both in construction and running of microhydro system. So it affects soil during construction, and also aquatic ecosystem may be changed from diversion of water. Fish may also be in danger of turbine and pipes. So this is another size of hydro system, what we call picohydro. Picohydro is a term used for hydroelectric power generation of under 5 kilowatt. It is useful in small remote communities that require only a small amount of electricity, for example, to power one or two fluorescent light bulbs and a TV or radio or any small electrical equipment in homes. Even smaller turbine of 200 to 300 watt may power a single home in a developing country with a drop of only 1 meter. So this is drop of water. So waterfall about 1 meter. So Microhydro setup typically are run off stream, meaning that dams are not used, but rather pipes divert some of the flow, drop this down a gradient and through the turbine before being exhausted back to the stream. So like other hydroelectric and renewable source power generation, pollution and consumption of fossil fuel is reduced. There is still typically an environmental cost to the manufacture of the generator and distribution method. So prospective site selection of microhydro. First is resources. The geographical area with year-round high rainfall. So we look at the steep river, stream and creek. So number 2, a pre-feasibility study to determine the water flow rate, thus the amount of power available from the stream and its ability to meet energy and power requirements. And then the head, the availability of turbines and generator of the type of capacity required, the cost of developing the site and operating the system. So site condition is also important. So the local residents are the best source of information on the nature of the stream, flow variation during the year, and any abnormal flow in the past. Information required at least 1 year, although 2 to 5 years is ideal. Check with Jabatan Pengaliran Sungai for Malaysia or local authority on the legal restriction on the development of the hydroelectric site and the use of the water in example, environmental impact and approvals. So we need to do the site assess and then the load profile and see the environmental impact. Okay, number 3, the reason of setting up microhydro. Number 1, potential site available and there is presently no supply from the grid. Number 2, to generate their own power instead of buying power from the electrical utility, or they wish to sell the power to the utility. The cost is cheaper than photovoltaic power system, and lastly, affordable maintenance and lasts long. Number 4, components of microhydro system. So there are a wide range of small hydro turbine type to suit the head and the flow of the sites. For electricity generation system can be divided into low head and high head. Low head system may have less than 5 feet of vertical drop. So this is the vertical drop of the water. Sometimes they may have only 10 to 20 inch. In this case, most or all the water in a small stream will run through the turbine to maximize output. The runner, which is the part of the turbine that receives the water and turns its energy into rotation in a shaft. So for this low head turbine, it may be turbo or franchise type turbine. So this is the name of the turbine. So this system typically have short pipelines and sluiceway that then allow the water to drop through the runner. High head system may be defined as any site with more than 10 feet of head. So the water drop more than 10 feet. Common runner are Turgos on the low end, and the most common is Pelton Turbine, used for the medium to high heads. So this system may have hundreds of feet of pipeline to develop the head or pressure with water delivered to the runner via multiple nozzles. So this picture shows a typical run-off river type of microhydro. So here we have the small weir or dam. So here is the intake, and this is the diversion weir. Yeah. So we divert some of the water flow into this intake. So you will learn all the function of this component after this. So this is the silting tank, and we have the head race or the channels, and here is the 4 bare tanks, and this is a pipeline or we call penstock. So this is where you calculate your head. Okay, and here is the powerhouse where your turbine is inside here, and the water will flow back to the stream or go to the river. So this is another example from SERT Thailand. So here is the intake. So a small weir here is to divert the flow, some of the flow of the river into here. So this is what we call channel or headrace. So we have two type of spillway. This is the for float spillway, and here is the spillway drain. So this is the silt basin or the silting tank. So this is channel crossing. Okay. This is for bay tank with silt basin and spillway. And here is the pipeline or the penstock, anchor, and the powerhouse, and go back to the river. So microhydro components are civil component. So we have weir and intake. So weir and intake direct water from the river or stream into channel or pipe in a reliable and regulated way. So this is a weir, and here is the intake. So this is a channel, okay, flowing down from the intake. So structure designed to create a head through which the water falls, and also to conduct the water from the intake to the 4 bay tank. So the settling basin. So the water drawn from the river to the turbine usually carries suspended small particles that hard and abrasive such as sand. So this desilting tank or this settling basin is used to settle down the suspended particle and flush it out. So spillway, those are the structure designed to permit control overflow at certain point along the channel. So the picture of spillway is not here. So another one is a 4 bay tank. So this is the 4 bay tanks. So the 4 bay tank is a small reservoir that form the connection between the channel and the penstock or the pipeline here. So penstock is the pipe which carries water under pressure from the 4 bay tank to the turbine. So let's see the video from the YouTube. So this is a well, this is channel. So this is a channel going down, and here is the spillway. So example here is a spillway, so it permit the control what overflow at certain point along the channel. So this is a 4-bed tank. So 4-bed tank, this is where you calculate the head. Okay, from 4-bed tank to the generator house. Okay, I think you already see all of this. This is from our YouTube channel. So turbine, the turbine convert energy from falling water into the rotation shaft power. So type of turbine, so we have impulse turbine and traction turbine. So we start with impulse turbine. The impulse turbine is a turbine which rotates by injection water from a fan stop of a high head water flow into the reduced tube, and finally to rotate the turbine blade connected with a generator. So this type of impulse turbine, we have Banky type for low head and low power, and Turgo type for medium head. Okay, let's see this video. Three type of impulse turbine, which is Banki type for low head and low power. Number 2, Turgo type of turbine, which is for medium head. Another one is Pelton type. So this is the example of the Turgo turbine runner. Okay. So it will use the spear valve, and this is a picture of the turbine type Turgo turbine runner. Okay, Pelton type for high head and high power. So this is how it looks like. So we have this, usually we have the butterfly valve, and here we manually control the spear valve. So this is the location of the Pelton runner. So this cup we have this hole here is to allow the water to flow and drop. So another one, this is example for the small Pelton turbine using 3 valve. Next one is reaction turbine. So the reaction turbine is the turbine which rotates by a different water level, front and back of the turbine, done on the turbine blade. It is suitable for the high large reservoir and can be classified in 3 types as follows. So number 1 is French's turbine for head 3 to 50 meter. French's turbine is one of the most widely used turbine. It has a compact structure, reliable operation, and high efficiency, and can be used at different range of water flow. So large size French's turbine are commonly used at hydraulic head range of 20 to 700 meter. So this is example how the French's turbine runner look like. So here is an example of the turbine model with a different water head range and the different output range. So another example, this is for the Kaplan turbine, which is for head 1 to 70 meter. Okay. So it will rotate because from the direction from the water flow, the water level, not by the impulse from the water. And here is an example of the type of 10 to 50 kilowatt Kaplan turbine with a different output range and also the different size of the runner. So this is another example of Kaplan, the picture of Kaplan turbine coupled with the generator. Okay, so it will be coupled with the generator. So generator is coupled with the turbine to generate electricity. It could be a single phase or three-phase AC generator. Such small system also might use DC generator. So this is a picture where generator coupled with the turbine. So this is generator. This is the runner inside here. Controller and energy storage. Batteries are commonly used to store excess energy. However, some systems do not require battery. So it is very important to maintain the rotation speed of turbine so that the output voltage and frequency output could be maintained during load changes. So we use ELC, electronic load controller, to divert surplus power to dummy load. Besides maintaining the turbine rotating speed, it could be prevent the turbine from overspinning during low load. Transmission and distribution. Most of the microhydro system is located quite far from the load, so AC transmission lines are used to deliver the energy to its end use. Okay, we continue with number 5, full power potential estimation. A hydropower resource can be measured according to the amount of available power or energy per unit time. In large reservoir, the available power is generally only a function of the hydraulic head and rate of fluid flow. In a reservoir, the head is the height of water in the reservoir relative to the head after discharge. Each unit of water can do an amount of work equal to its weight times the head. So the amount of energy E released when an object of mass m drop at height h in a gravitational field of strength G is given by E is the energy and the unit is joule equals to mgh. M is for the mass, G is gravitational field of strength, and H is the head. Okay, so this is the conventional equation, general equation for potential energy. So example in this picture, this is a mass with the gravitational strength and H is the height. So the energy available to hydroelectric dams is the energy that can be liberated by lowering water in a controlled way. In this situation, the power is related to the mass flow rate. So this energy divided with the flow rate T in second equals to the mass over T multiplied with the gravitational strength and the height. So substituting P equals to E over T and expressing M over T in terms of volume of liquid moved per unit time, the rate of fluid flow Q, and the density of water ρ. So this is equal to P. Okay, and then this one we can represent in terms of volume of liquid. So M over T equals to ρ. This is the unit, kilogram per cube meter, and Q, cube meter per second. So mass in kilogram and time in second. So we arrive at the usual form of this expression. So P, remember back, P equals to E over T. And M over T here, okay, M over T here, we replace in terms of value of liquid move per unit time. So M over T equals to rho Q. So equals to rho Q G H. So G again is a gravitational strength which is 9.81 meter per square second. And this is the height or standing head in meter. And Q is the fluid flow rate in cubic meter per second. And rho, this is rho. Rho is the density of water. So for water, rho is 1000 kilogram per cube meter. So P here is the full potential or full power potential unit joule per second, also known as watt. The meaning of full potential means without any losses. So what is the losses for this system? We will learn after this. So this is a typical microhydro system. So this is from the reservoir. So for example here, this is the 4-bed tank. So this is the height or the head H. So this is the fluid flow rate. We use term Q, and this is the turbine inside the powerhouse. So this is the discharge water and go back to the stream. So some hydropower systems such as water wheel can draw power from the flow of a body of water without necessarily changing its height. Okay, this is related to the previous one. This is related to this one. Okay, from the mass and gravitational force and the head. Okay, but another one is by using the moving of the water. So without necessarily changing its height. So that one we use a kinetic energy to calculate the energy from the flowing water. So energy from the flowing water unit joule equals to 1 over 2. M is the mass and V is the volume, V square or square V, the unit is meter per second. So this is the general equation for the kinetic energy. So E over T unit joule per second equals to 1 over 2 multiplied with mass over T. So this is like a previous example where we change the equation into the mass or volume of water per unit time. Okay, M over T multiplied with speed of the water, okay, in meter per second. So again, E over T equals to P and 1 over 2 is here. Okay, M over T equals to rho Q. Okay, same concept with the previous one for potential energy. Okay, and then multiply with square V. So V is the speed of the water in meter per second. But Q is also equals to A multiplied with V. A is the area through which water passes. Okay. Also, P full power potential. Okay, from all of this, this is P equals to 1 over 2 M over T replaced with rho Q. But Q also equals to A V. So they replace this Q, substitute Q with AV, so we get A cube V. Okay. So AV multiplied with V. Okay. Q equals to AV multiplied with square V. That's why you have this V to the power of 3.